Spring, 1944. A train loaded with captured German soldiers rolled into a U.S. Army prison camp in Georgia. The men inside were exhausted, hungry, filthy, and convinced that their captors would treat them the way the Nazis treated theirs. When the doors opened, they stepped into bright southern sunlight and confusion. No shouting, no beatings, no rifles pointed at their heads. Instead, American guards smiled and said, "Welcome to Camp Stewart. Line up for chow." The Germans didn't understand. They were marched into a mess hall, still expecting punishment. But what they saw stopped them cold. Rows of white tables, plates already set, and tea-smelled grilled steak and hot coffee. One prisoner whispered, "This is a trick." Another muttered, "They're fattening us for something." But when the food came, it was real. Steak, mashed potatoes, bread, butter, and a steaming cup of coffee. It was more than most German soldiers had eaten in months. Sergeant Karl Becke, a captured Panzergunner, later wrote, "When I took the first bite, I realized America was not starving. They had so much. They even fed it to their enemies." Under the Geneva Convention, U.S. camps were required to treat posts humanely. But America went further, allowing letters home, concerts, even soccer matches, inside the wire. Many guards treated the prisoners less like enemies and more like men who'd lost a war. For the POWs, it was a quiet revelation. The propaganda they'd been fed in Germany that America was weak, decadent, and cruel collapsed with every meal. Some began to think, if this is how they treat prisoners, maybe they deserve to win. By 1945, more than 370,000 German POWs lived in camps across the United States. They picked fruit in California, worked farms in Texas, built roads in Michigan, and every morning, without fail, they were served breakfast. Eggs, toast, sometimes bacon. Always coffee. When the war ended, many didn't want to go home. Some wrote letters begging to stay in America. Others returned to Germany determined to rebuild it in the image of what they'd seen. Fair, humane, and democratic. Years later, one former POW was asked what he remembered most about captivity in the U.S. He smiled and said softly, "The first taste of steak and the smell of coffee." Because in that moment, far from Ome, he realized America's greatest weapon wasn't its bombs or tanks. It was its decency.